Hello and welcome back to Called to Discipleship, where we get to know a Catholic Christian from Central Arkansas who is actively living out their faith. I am Phillip Renfro with Ark of Heaven Media, an apostolate with the mission of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ by sharing the truth, beauty, and goodness of the Catholic faith. With your help, our goal is to bring Catholic radio to Central Arkansas. If you're interested in supporting this mission, I want to tell you about our 40K and 40 Days Pledge Drive. The season of Lent is coming up, and our goal is to raise 1K a day for 40 days. Just visit our website, arkofheavenmedia.org. We now accept Venmo and Cash App in addition to PayPal and mailed-in checks. So please consider a single or recurring donation. If you are interested in hosting a fundraising match for our patrons, and what I mean by that is if you're a business who would like to sponsor us, or even an individual who would like to remain anonymous, you can pledge up to a specific amount to be matched by our other patrons, dollar for dollar. Whether that be $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, or whatever amount you wish, as a challenge to see if we can double that amount. Please contact us through our website, listed in the description below. During Lent, we are called to pray, fast, and give alms. So please pray and fast and consider donating to help us bring Catholic radio to Central Arkansas. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and your donations are tax deductible. Okay, now for the show. Today I had the privilege of hosting Christie Powell. Christie is a member of Immaculate Conception Parish in North Little Rock, where she serves as the director of the youth ministry. She also heads the annual Christmas Caravan charity event that serves the homeless and near homeless. It is about her involvement with the Christmas Caravan upon which we will primarily focus today, because it's never too early to begin collecting donation items for this wonderful event. Let's hear her story of how she has been called to discipleship. So let's just start from the beginning. Tell us about Christmas Caravan, kind of the history of that, how that got started, how you've been called to discipleship through that. I'll just let you take it from there.
Okay. Well, I was kind of racking my brain thinking, okay, when did this all begin? But to start with, the Christmas Caravan is it's just an opportunity that we can provide Christmas to the homeless and near homeless. And we really push for new toys and they get a lot of services throughout the year, but Christmas is special and we want them to feel special too. But this past year was our 17th caravan.
Wow.
I think it was my 16th. I don't think I was involved the first year. And the caravan has real humble beginnings. Years ago, I met a wonderful woman by the name of Sandra Wilson, and she was taking insulated thermal underwear during the winter months under the Broadway Bridge and handing them out. And she asked me one day if I wanted to go with her. So I started going with her at night. We're handing out peanut butter sandwiches and thermal underwear. And then she started telling me about the Christmas Caravan. I thought, well, that's fascinating. And she said, but it's always Christmas Eve. And I thought, oh, that's even better, So my first Christmas Caravan was under the Broadway Bridge. There probably wasn't 6 of us, 6 or 7 cars. I was the youth director at Immaculate Heart of Mary at the time, and I had a few families there that came with us, and then my own family. And it was just, and we didn't have new toys. We had old coats and used toys because it was new to me. I didn't know, really what it was. And the thing about it that I'll never forget was the first attempt was we had divided up our 2 trucks. One was one side of the parking lot and the other was on the other. And I was with the truck that had just old clothes and things like that. And the caravan was pretty much over with. And one of the kids ran up to me and said, I've got a box of just old stuff. I said, well, put it on the trailer here. We'll get rid of it. And here comes a man with a little piece of paper, and he just got in there, and I'm like, oh dear, oh gosh. And I said, hey, can I help you? And he said, yeah, I need Christmas for my kids. And I'm like, oh, my inside, I was just dying because I knew we didn't have anything. And I said, well, what you got? And he said, you got anything for a 2-month-old baby girl? And I went, oh, God. So I said, well, let me look in this box. And there was a little outfit for a 2-month-old baby girl. And I went, oh, my gosh. And I thought, okay, what else you got? I was feeling pretty, froggy, And he said, 7-year-old boy. And in that box was some jeans for a 7-year-old boy. By that time, my tears were just coming down my cheeks, and he was so happy. And anyway, everything on his list came out of that box. And he walked away the happiest man. And I left standing there crying, thinking, he is so happy. He got his kids' Christmas out of that junky old box and was so happy. So if that didn't light a fire in me, I mean, it was unbelievable. I thought, next year's going to be better, and we're going to provide more. So it's kind of how I just got in it. And I started saying, we're going to have new, and we're going to do this and this. And then it's just grown to this. We had to move from under the bridge because it went through that construction period. And we rented the Clinton Foundation Library parking lot. And I had to go through a lot of red tape and, get dumpsters and porta potties. And I'm like, this thing just grew. But Philip, that told me God had his hand all over it. It was an affirmation to me, we got to do this, because it was just growing. And more parishes got involved, organizations got involved, and we've grown to now, except this past year, because we had the COVID restrictions. It was our back on the parking lot, but we had horrible weather, and we usually meet the needs of about 1,500. I'm thinking if we met 400 that day, I'd be surprised. The weather was horrible. But I believe God had there who he wanted there. And sometimes, yes, we meet their needs, but God's working in us. Mm-hmm. I think even more, because it's a win-win deal, Did you feel that way when you were there?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And so maybe tell us about the youth ministry and how you've seen that work in the lives of the kids and everything.
Yes, and the fascinating thing about that is I can't teach that. They have to go experience it.
Yeah.
And the kids over the years that I've taken, I've seen one boy came up to me and he had his shoes on. I said, where's your shoes? He said, well, I gave them to that man. I went, what, your mom and dad's going to kill me, And he said, well, we were looking through the shoes trying to find his size. And finally I said, well, what size do you wear? And it was the same size I had on. So I said, here, you can have mine. And I said, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, but your parents are going to kill you, But when I told the parents, they were like, no, we're so proud of him. I had another girl give the coat off her back. I had one girl sit on the ground, take off her socks, and put them on a woman's feet and helped her put her shoes back on.
And this is typically happening about the third weekend or something like that in December, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be cold, and these kids are really making a sacrifice.
Of their time and of everything. And it used to be we did it on Christmas Eve when we were small. Mm-hmm. And I loved it because I felt like I was really sacrificing. I was really making that sacrifice to do this on Christmas Eve. But as we grew, when you deal with more people and schedules, it just wasn't feasible to have it. So I try to do it the Saturday before Christmas weekend, or, I'm trying to keep it away from Christmas actual weekend. And, but yes, the kids, they can't do enough. And they love it. And this past year, we were so bitter cold and wet. And one of my little 8th grade girls told me, she said, Miss Powell, she said, when I got in my car, I had seat warmers. And she said, we always fight in the car, who's going to sit up front and get the seat warmers. And she said, I'm not sitting up there anymore. She said, I can't. And she said, these people, I could get warm in 5 minutes. She said, they had to walk home in this. And I just went, oh my gosh, but you can't teach that. They gotta see it, and they gotta live it, and they gotta experience it. And I feel a huge amount of responsibility. If I don't bring that to the kids, I'm going to have to answer for that someday, because we got to live the scripture, and our talk and our walk got to match. And if I don't help instill that, I failed. So I'm kind of, trying to do what I really feel called to do out of responsibility.
So what's the scripture? To whom much is given, much is expected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And I want to share with you real quickly, our youth group, we also do Caravan, but in the summer we do work camp, and we go to a different city and we'll work with the poor or whatever. But a couple of years ago we were in St. Louis, and at a men's shelter feeding them supper one night, and we had pizzas we brought in and snacks and stuff, and we're giving it out, and their plates were piled high with pizza, and they had snacks all in their pockets, and this one particular gentleman, I said, do you have everything? Do you need anything? He said, no, I'm good. And I walked on by, and he called me back, and he said, can I tell you something? And I said, sure. So I sat down, and he pushed the plate away, and he said, I can get pizza in any shelter tonight, anywhere, and I get these snacks. He said, but what you gave me, I can't always get. And I said, what did I give you? And he said, you looked me in the eye. And he said, we spend our whole day trying to get eye contact with people, and they won't look at us. And that just tore my heart out. So, and I tell the kids, look them in the eye, and for one day, make them feel like a special person that God created them to be. And so that's what Caravan, I want them to know they're loved, and we care, and they can have a nice Christmas like the rest of us. So it comes with challenges, because you can see it's hard to meet their needs. And that's why it's so important that we save all year long and plan, because the need is huge. You saw that firsthand.
That's right.
And that is on my mind all the time. And anybody that's been associated with the Caravan, I think it's on their mind too, because people call and say, hey, Sears is having a sale on coats. Can I get them? I said, sure. If you see after school supplies are marked down, coloring books and crayons, just anything. But if it's always on our mind all year long. But we gave away, oh my gosh, was it 2,000 and something toys? New toys. And but it's people, donating all year, or people donate money. But it's a lot of the people that have experienced Caravan, and that's why I encourage everybody to come roll up your sleeves and be a part of it. You'll walk away a different person, and at the Caravan, you'll see the face of God. You will. So.
And here we are in February, and so there's a long time until the next one comes up. But I think you've touched already on the reason why it's never too early to be talking about the Caravan. And maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the kind of things that actually make sense to donate, the things that are needed.
Yes. Obviously we like new toys, but the Caravan, over the years, we try to meet the needs of the true homeless, a lot of times the older men that really live out in the elements. So we need the sleeping bags that are for like low temperatures. When you and I buy a sleeping bag, it'll lay in our garage for 10 years. They sleep in that thing every single day. So come next year, they're going to need a new sleeping bag. It's not going to be, they don't last like they do for you and I. So we like the sleeping bags, warm socks, warm boots, coats. We need coats in large sizes because they layer. Everything they have is pretty much on them. Thermal underwear. Gloves, hats. I had one person tell me one time at the shelter, when they come in sometimes, they've worn the same socks so long that they have to soak their feet in lotion to peel them off of them. And I know. And so I try to put nice, clean, warm socks, several pair, in everybody's hands. I have kids go through the crowd. That's all they do is hand out socks. And the thought of them having to just work those socks off just tears my heart out. But yes, anything warm. Now on the coats, I will take slightly used because I've had a lot of success with that. But everything else pretty much went new. And just watch the sales throughout the year. Or I've got one particular gentleman that goes online and sends me a case of boots. A little bit later, I'll get a case of socks. And I have a place to store it. It's kind of the challenge, to store it. But hey, if I have to, rent a pod or something, we make it work. But yes, new coats, warm clothes, especially people that are out in the weather. What they call sweatshirts, hoodies, stuff like that. So.
Wonderful. And I've had the privilege with my family to participate in this twice now. And not only, just from my observations, helping people firsthand with some of these things that they need like that, but you're also providing them the opportunity and the dignity to be gift givers as well.
Yes.
Which I guess is where the toys come in and the kids' clothing, because there's a lot of these people that have loved ones that they would love to be able to actually give gifts to.
Exactly. One year, Philip, I had a lady pull up. It was over with. And that's what tears my heart out when I see somebody come there at the end. And she said, "Did I miss it?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "What do you need?" And she was a school teacher and a school counselor. And she was hoping to get some things for some of her students that don't get a Christmas. Well, I happen to have a big box, through the grace of God, a big box of our stockings that are stuffed with something warm, candy, and toys. Each one, and I gave her a big box of them, and she's cried, and she said, "This is perfect." And but here she was there trying to find something for her students that she knew wouldn't get Christmas. So, and we hand out about 500 stockings that we stuff. That I try to make sure everything in it is warm, candy and toys. So.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So as it actually gets closer to time for the caravan, people who are watching this and didn't know anything about it and they want to get involved, where do they need to go? What do they need to be looking out for to find out more details as it gets closer to time?
Okay. We have set up a Facebook page. It's called Central Arkansas Christmas Caravan. And we try, when it gets closer, start posting things there. Now, right now, we haven't posted anything. So you can either do that, or you can contact me here at the church. And I keep a list of names, and when it gets closer, I say, "Hey, it's caravan time," and I reach out to them. So if people reach out to me, I do keep their name, and I do call them back. So if they want to call me here at the church, that's great too. But the Central Arkansas Christmas Caravan Facebook page is probably your best bet.
Very good. So, yeah. Very good. Was there anything else that you could think of?
No, I just want to encourage everybody to just, when you look at the homeless, just look with eyes of compassion. I made a mistake many years ago. I was in Dallas at Market, and I was looking out the window, and I think I saw my first homeless person. And I kind of went, "Oh, there's a homeless person." I didn't think anything. And then right before I drove away, next to her was a pile of clothes, and I saw two little baby feet move. And I went, "Oh." And it wasn't until then that I felt compassion. And I was so mad at myself because when I first looked at her, I felt nothing. And that kind of haunts me today. But everybody has a struggle. And to just look at them with eyes of compassion. And you see homeless everywhere, and you can't give to everyone, and sometimes maybe you shouldn't, but you can pray for them. Just offer up a prayer for them, that maybe their day gets better or whatever. So I just want the world, or people, just to look at the homeless in a little more compassionate, loving way.
Amen.
So.
Well, thank you, Christie. I really appreciate you filling us in on this. I hope that people will see this and want to start, looking out for the sales on coats and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I think what you're doing is a tremendous blessing, and like you said, not just for the homeless and near homeless, but for the people that get involved in it, the youth group. All of that. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for letting me share, because I could share all the time. But thank you.
Yes. Thanks be to God for her story of discipleship, and what a blessing it is for her to be able to witness God's grace working in the lives of everyone involved in the Christmas Caravan, and to be able to minister to those in need in a way that gives them the dignity of being gift givers to their loved ones. If you enjoyed this episode and wish to see others like it, please click that like button, and please also subscribe to our channel. And if the idea of having a local Catholic radio station here in Little Rock excites you, again, you can go to our website, arcofheavenmedia.org, linked in the description below, to donate. Thank you for your time. May God richly bless you. And now, be a disciple.